You start Googling the best stocks for new investors, or you're looking at that meme coin that a lot of people have been talking about. But a year later, you've lost all of it, or at least most of it. Not because investing doesn't work, it's because you skipped the most important step. The one investment that every single person needs to make if they want to build that long lasting wealth. And in today, I'll reveal what exactly that step is, why it pays more than anything else, and how you can get started right now. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dennis, and I'm here to break down money, investing, financial literacy so we can start building wealth together. If you're new here, definitely hit the subscribe button, and our growing community of future millionaires that we're seeing right here. Stick around to the end so you have a clear action plan of exactly what you need to do. Now, when we start breaking this out, it is about redefining investment. When you start thinking of an investment and you close your eyes, you picture the stock market. Some people, it's real estate. Some, it is even cryptocurrency. But the truth is, long before you make your first investment, it has nothing to do with assets in its entirety. It is about investing in yourself, especially when it comes to financial education and knowing what you're investing in and knowing the market itself. Why? Because without it, you are at the mercy of hope, hype, emotions, bad advice when it comes to investing. Think about it. How many people are buying stocks right now when they're at all-time highs just because they seen a trend? They seen something over on Instagram. They checked it out on TikTok only to panic sell when it starts dropping. That's not investing. You are absolutely just gambling, and gambling your financial future is not what we want you to do here. When it comes to your financial future, it is about the financial education before you start putting in money. When you look at Warren Buffett, one of the richest investors of all time, he said the best investment you can make is in yourself. And he meant that quote quite literally. The reason is knowledge compounds just like money compounds. The more you understand the market, the more you can navigate it, the more you can disconnect your emotional side with the logical side. This is learning the basics of how compounding interest works. When you start looking at chasing that 30% return, and those cryptocurrencies are taking way too much risk instead of focusing on the growth that is actually going to build wealth through an extended amount of time. It's about understanding diversification, not putting all your money into one single stock or one single coin and losing everything when it has a pullback or a crash, but also understanding the market psychology. You won't panic sell if there's a market dip. You know it's part of a normal market cycle. Instead, you'll see it as a really big buying opportunity like I do. And here's the kicker. Even a $20 book, a $50 course can prevent you from losing thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in a mistake, getting caught up in something you're not supposed to be in or something you don't really know. That is a very incredible definition of a return on an investment if you have to go down that route. Now, when we start investing in ourselves, it is the financial education. That is the first element. So how do you do it? There are really three very practical resources. First one, starting right here on YouTube. I teach a lot of financial education. There are channels, there are podcasts, there are blogs that are all really in-depth when it comes to that financial education. The trick is not to just binge watch it, but take notes, learn what you apply, and I do this all the time. Then it comes to books. When you think of books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Intelligence Investor, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. There are so many practical money management books out there. Me personally, I have The Psychology of Money sitting on my desk waiting for me to finish that book. Then, of course, if you want to get really in depth, you could look at courses. You could look at mentorships. Don't have to be expensive. Even a lot of these are offered in a lot of different investment places just because they want you to. There are affordable online courses walking through budgeting, investing, building wealth kind of step by step. If you can find a mentor that is already financially successful, like I am, learning directly from them, the experience can be absolutely priceless. But in addition to this, you can also build your habits alongside of your education, because here's the thing. Education only works if you put it into practical application. Knowledge is just the act of really entertainment until you start building the right habits. For this, creating a budget, knowing where your money goes. We talk about this all the time as a financial educator and a financial counselor. The budget really starts everything. Automating your savings, automating your investment. Doesn't have to worry about willpower, doesn't have to worry about you doing anything except earning income that is going to automatically go into those investment accounts, and tracking your net worth. Even if it's over time, looking at your 20s and 30s for a majority of people, if you are carrying student loans, that net worth is going to be negative. It keeps you accountable and keeps you pointed in the right direction. Think of your education within the finance space as your blueprint. It is really building blocks. You're laying the fundamentals, and together they form the foundation to a very well built and solid educational house. Now, after the next step, really looking at the education, you have the foundation, we have it built. You're ready to move into the practical side of investment at this point. That means opening up that 401k, opening up that Roth IRA, starting with index funds, and building a diversified portfolio. The key difference is now you're not throwing money blindly into the market. You're making informed, well-conscious decisions on where your money is going to go. So to wrap it up, guys, the one investment that everybody needs to start in is not in stocks, not in cryptocurrency, and definitely not in real estate. It is your financial education. You need to know exactly what you're investing in, because once you know the rules of the money and how the game is played, you will never play it the same way again. So if this video gave you any value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if for more content just like we have, share it with someone who is on their financial journey. And I'd love to know, what was your very first financial book, your podcast, or a course that you dived right into and got a lot of value out of? Drop that answer in the comment. Let's learn and grow together, and I will catch you in the next video.